Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the second channel. So, today, as you guys can tell, we're going to be ranking the Dead by Daylight survivors and killers. I'm not going to make this a long, drawn out list. And I just started playing again, so if I'm a little off on the updates and stuff, I apologize for that. But this is with my personal experiences and obviously their perks and stuff. So we're going to start off with the survivors, and then we're going to move down to these killers. Ignore everyone down here. These are just extra skins. I don't know why they're on here, but it is what it is. So we are going to start with Dwight. I feel like you can't really go wrong with him. His perks are pretty decent. And, he's very good, especially for new players, because he just gives those boosts and you don't really have to set up for anything. So I say he's a pretty solid character. I don't know if I should put him A or B because it's tough because he's a good character and he's easy to play. But there's definitely better characters. We'll put him A for now just because of his accessibility. Because Bond is good, Prove Thyself is good, and I forgot what the other one's called, but where he's like pointing the thing or whatever. Yeah. So now we'll go Meg. Meg has Sprint Burst and Adrenaline, which are two popular perks. Sprint Burst isn't bad, but you need to pair it with other stuff, and Adrenaline isn't bad either, but you have to have a good team. You have to make sure you're gonna, finish the gens. And that's very situational. Her other perk is Quick and Quiet, which is good as well, but with other stuff. So she has a lot of good perks, but she has to pair it with other people. She's also easy to learn, but she's hard to perfect, if that makes sense. Like, her perks take some skill. It takes some coordination and everything, but just off that, I might have to put her A as well. She's pretty easy to play. Now Claudette. Claudette has received a lot of nerfs in the past. I don't really know what she's looking like now. I haven't played her in quite a while. But her perks are self-care. What is it? The word for flowers. Buoyancy? Buoyancy? It's not buoyancy, but buoyancy or something like that. She has that. And I honestly can't even remember the other one. The self-care is really the one you're going to be using. But a medkit can really do the job, and with the nerfs of so many of the boons and perks and stuff, self-care might be a little more useful now, but it's botany knowledge, that's what it is. I remember what it is now. Okay, but I think I have to put her C. She's pretty mid. The self-care, like I said, is really the only thing you're going to be using. So yeah, that's about it. Bill has Borrowed Time, and the one that lets you pick yourself up. I forgot what it's called, but the one where you pick yourself up, you kind of need other perks to help that a little bit, I feel like. And the Borrowed Time, because now there's built-in Borrowed Time, is less of a use. Obviously, it extends it by quite a bit, but I think he's gonna have to go C2. He's also kind of mid. Fang Min, she has Light, which is where she vaults. She runs really fast, and I don't really know her other perks too well because I don't think I've ever really played Fang Min. She's one of the only characters on my PlayStation I do not have the perks for, which I'm starting again on PC, which this is kind of a little bit off topic, so I'm getting everybody back up again because on console I'm missing Fang Min and 3 other people. But I never really played her that much, but the Light is very good, especially in chases. It helps a lot, and I think that perk alone kind of puts her in B because she is a lot better, I think, than these two, at least for Light. So yeah, now we're going to go to David, who is quite frankly awful now. Dead Hard used to be arguably the best perk in the game. It is practically useless. No Mither is useless. The only one of his perk is useful. I think it's called We're Gonna Live Forever, but I'm not sure. And that just gives you extra blood points, and I think speeds up healing a little bit. So he's gotta go F tier. I'm sorry. Jake has also received a nerf to Sabo, which is really his best perk. And to me, also he has the one where you're silent or whatever, which I think it's when you're hurt, you're silent, which is all right. So the Sabo's definitely not useless. So I'm gonna put him C because he's gonna take a lot more skill to play now, and his perks aren't really seen as much, if that makes sense. Nia, now Nia's known as the real killer. She has Balance Landing, Urban Evasion, and Streetwise. She's always going to be a great character to pick up. Balance Landing is useful on majority of maps, and so is Urban Evasion. Urban Evasion is a great perk, especially if you're running something like Sprint Burst. And Streetwise is not that bad either if you're just starting. I mean, I wouldn't run it if you have a lot of perks unlocked, but Streetwise isn't that bad. So I am going to put her S. She doesn't have a bad perk in my opinion. Neither just a white, so I don't know if I want to move him up, but his are just very gen oriented and stuff. And yeah, okay. I think I'm fine with this for now. Lori was my main on the PlayStation. She was at one point the best character in the game, had the best perks. Soul Survivor, pretty useless now. Object of Obsession, kind of sucks. And DS is pretty bad now, but DS is still semi-useful, so I'm put her D tier. And that really hurts to do, because some of you might even think she's F, which she probably is, but that's my main, so I can't put her all the way down there. We're going to go Ace. Ace is like a guy that's luck. Ace is one of the characters as well on PlayStation. I do not have up. He's one of the 4 or 5. I don't really know what he does, to be honest. I don't see anybody ever running his perks except for the luck one, so he's going to go D. I'd put him F if I knew a little more, but I apologize, I do not. Just off of coming back to the game again. Quentin is somebody I actually got their perks up. But Quentin sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, there's no use for his perks. That's just the truth. This is Detective Tapp, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember his exact perks. But I feel like they have... I can't remember the names of them or honestly what exactly they do. Like, I have it in my head. He's one of the characters I also don't have up, but I think he's a D. He's not very good, but I don't think he's as bad as David and Quentin. Now, Kate has Dance With Me, Windows of Opportunity, which is good for new players. And I think does she have the Wiggle one? I think she might have the Wiggle one. So she's pretty solid, especially Dance With Me and... Dance With Me might be the Wiggle one, but Dance With Me and Windows of Opportunity are pretty good, especially for new players. I'm gonna put her B because the Windows of Opportunity and just everything like that. She's a pretty good player. I would say she's the first character you should buy. Probably. I'll come back to that at the end and see if I still believe that. Now we got Adam. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure his name's Adam. He's pretty decent. He's nothing crazy. He has Deliverance, so if you unhook somebody, you can guarantee you get yourself off the hook. So if you have bad teammates or whatever, he's good for that. I don't know if he's the one with the Pebble or Tap, but if he's the one with the Pebble, I believe he is. That puts him up a little bit more. I don't really know what his other one does, so I'm putting him C because he's very situational, but he's all right. Jesus. I'm pretty sure I have him maxed on PlayStation, and I couldn't even tell you a single one of his perks. I'm gonna have to put him F. I know I'm gonna put him D because I don't know enough about him to put him F, but I should though because I have him up. I don't know enough about him. Jane's not very good. She has Head On, which is funny, so just for that, I'm gonna put her. She really doesn't deserve to be in C though. I'm gonna put her D. She has Head On, which is a very funny perk to run, and it could be actually useful. So I'm gonna put her in C. She definitely is the lowest end of C, even if she doesn't end up on the farthest, because I'm not really. We'll rank them by order later. So now we got what's his name? Metal Boy. He's got Metal of Man. He's got nerfed quite a bit too. Not sure if Metal of Man got nerfed or buffed. I can't remember. But he's not that great either. I'm gonna put him D. Now anybody C and up, I'd recommend. D and down, I wouldn't. Like C looks bad because it's down here, but C's not awful. Like these are decent characters that you should pick up. But the D and Fs should probably stay down here for a while, unless if you hear that they're getting a buff again. What's her name? I think her name is Thalita. Quite truthfully, I don't know her perks yet because, like I said, I just picked it up. So her and this guy. My buddy plays this guy quite a bit, so I'm putting him C for now because I don't know what they can do. So I'm gonna just say they're C tier. We got Nancy. Obviously, she's not in the game anymore, but her perks have been distributed, which was Fixated, Inner Healing, and I don't remember the other one, but those are pretty solid perks, honestly. So I'm gonna put her B. Her perks are obviously free to everybody, so her ranking doesn't really matter. Same with Steve. Steve is also a B, but Steve's a legend, so I'm gonna put him A. We got Yui, who she is the one where you can repick up the pallets. She has another one too. I can't remember, but she has a decent one. I'm put her C as well though. Oh, what's this girl's name? She has like one good perk. It's we're gonna last forever, something like that, where you can insta pick up. But she's not worth it either. I'm put her D. This is one of the dudes as well. If I can't even tell you one of their perks, then they're probably not that good. So I'm put them there. This girl's actually not bad. I don't really know enough about her. I'm not really qualified. If you guys can tell, I don't know the most about this. I more know the killers because I don't even play killer, but I know more of the killers because that's what I play against. So that's kind of what I'm prepared for rather than what I'm prepared with. So the killers, I should be able to have some more insight, I believe. But I think this girl's name is Renato something. She's pretty decent. I don't remember necessarily what her perks do, but I remember she had some decent perks on put her C. Yu-Jun Lee has Smash Hit, which is pretty good. But that's like her main perk, so I'm gonna put her C. Jill. Is Jill the one with the firecracker, or is it Leon? Either way, I think they're both D. They're not that crazy now. Michaela, before the nerf, was probably S. She was great. Her boons were great, but they nerfed a lot of them, so I think she's going to drop all the way down to B. Her boons are still useful. Her clairvoyance is, it's mid. But her boons are good-ish, because like I said, they received a pretty big nerf. The boon of healing, you can no longer heal yourself. All it does is increase the heal time. That's it. And the Shadow Step, I don't really remember. I think hers is the Shadow Step. If not, I don't know. I know both of her boons are useful. All right, this girl, she's from the Silent Hill. I can't remember her name. I also have her level 40. She has one mid perk, so she's going D. I feel a little cruel on this, though. But I don't know. All right, anyway. These two girls, I think this Ada Wong is the better one. So I'm going to put her C. I have this chick. She's not good. I'm going to put her D. Now, Jonah, he has some pretty good boons, too, I believe. I don't think his got nerfed either, so I'm going to put him B. Not a clue in the world what this guy does. This girl's all right. I don't really know if her abilities have been affected, but I'm going to put her D because I'm not too knowledgeable. I'm pretty comfortable with this right now. You can flame me in the comments, whatever. But this is just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not the most educated, but just from what I see and what I play, just from experience pretty much. Because, I mean, you can read something and go, oh, that sounds pretty good, or that'll be pretty good. But it translates completely different from in-game. Sort of. You know. So this is just from what I see. I've been rank 1 a few times in Survivor. So, yeah, like I said, hopefully I'll be a little more accurate about the killers since I play against them so much. All right, we got the Trapper, the most mid killer, to be honest. So he's going to go C. He's very beginner friendly, but he's not very advanced friendly. Actually, we'll put him B because yeah, we'll put him B. I don't really have good reasoning for that. Wraith, you can no longer burn him, so his add-ons are also good if he has something like Silent Bell. He's quick and stuff like that. But the bell does also cost him a little bit, so I am going to put him B. He's not that hard to play against. You can also see him. The only thing is you can't burn him anymore. So he's going to go B as well. The Hillbilly, he's just not that good. Now, like, for perks for these guys, I mean, this guy has Agitation. Oops, did not mean to move him there. This guy has Lightborn, but I believe. I'm not too keen on the perks until they get crazy, because like I know their perks aren't crazy. Hillbilly, I don't know any of his perks. I think he's a pretty bad killer. He might honestly be F tier because you always know when he's coming. And with his perks, he's gonna have to go F. I apologize. Nurse. Now, it's tough to rank characters like the Nurse because it's like, if you're good, Nurse is up here. Even if you're decent or if you're bad, Nurse is like way down here. Like, it's not even close. Like, the skill gap is huge. But she has Nurse's Calling as well. And like I said, if you're good, she's going to have to go A. She would be S, but like I said, I feel like the skill gap is way too big for her to be S. Because I like to take those things into account. Because if you look at pure ability and pure what could happen, then she probably is S. But that's just not realistic for most people, and I feel like a realistic tier list is better than a top-of-the-game tier list, because those are the ones people can relate to and expect, you know? Now, Legion is really, really good right now. Everything about him or her, whichever skin you're going against, is really good. I really don't have to explain it. Discordance is a good perk. The ability got buffed a lot. Just overall, pretty good character right now. The Plague is D. If you're smart and know how to play against her, she's not that good. I don't really recall her perks, but I think she has one decent one. But the only thing that stops her from being F is that a lot of low-rank people are going to struggle against her. They're going to cleanse and stuff, which you shouldn't. You should just run around injured and just be able to loop. But yeah, for lower-rank people, she might be a little difficult. So if you're low-rank, don't cleanse yourself. Just run. Just do your best to stay away from her and loop her as long as possible. Now, Ghostface, he's all right. They nerfed him a little bit, where I think if he's just on your screen, it uncrouches him. But he's still pretty decent. You know, he can still get that one shot off. He can still crouch around, detect his heartbeat. I'm going to put him B. Now we got Michael. Actually, I'm probably going to move Ghostface to C, because I don't know. Nah, he's got to stay B. He's got to stay with the Trapper in them. Now, Michael was one of my killer mains when I played killer for a little bit. His add-ons are crazy, and I've seen a lot of Michaels recently. But he kind of just says the same. He has Play With Your Food. He has Insidious, I believe. It's tough, because a good Michael is very good. It's kind of like the Nurse, but the skill gap's not as big. But a good Michael is very good, and a decent to bad Michael is not very good. So I think I'm going to have to put him C. Just because, I mean, his perks are pretty good and his ability's good. But, I'm really going to have to think about this. Oh, man. God, that's really, really tough. I'm going to have to move him B. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are going to agree. My buddy might watch this and he's going to flame me because, I don't know. Like I said, this is just from experience and stuff. The Hag, I think the Hag's pretty... Nah, she's going to have to go B as well because her perks are really good. Her ability's kind of mid. She might even have to go A because her perks are really good. Because she has Ruin, she has Devour Hope, and she has another one that's good. I can't remember what it is. And I guess her ability's not bad because she can teleport in between, and the only way, you can't burn her things anymore, so you have to go up to them, and potentially, I'm going to have to put her A. Her ability wastes a lot of time because you have to crouch and go up to him. The Doctor's a really annoying character, especially for lower ranks, but he is not that good, and I don't really know his perks, so I'm going to put him C. He is always annoying to go against, but he's nothing crazy, I don't think. I honestly haven't played against a Doctor ever since I started on playing PC, which was months ago. So, really couldn't tell you the truth about him because it's been a long time since I played against one. It's been well over a year. So, with his nerfs and changes, couldn't tell you. Now, the Huntress, she's got alright perks. And an alright ability. I think I'm just going to have to put her C. She has sniping potential, but it's pretty easy to dodge. And I never really have trouble against a Huntress, even with Iridescent Hatchet, nothing. She's not very, she's not a worry, in my opinion. Now, Bubba received a pretty big buff, and he has arguably the best killer perk in the game, and he has Franklin's. I'm going to have to put him A. His perks are really good, and he got a pretty big buff, so that's good. Freddy. Now I am a Freddy main. This is the only killer I have maxed, even close to being maxed, honestly. And I like Freddy. He's my favorite character to play. And he used to be pretty bad. He's still not that good. He has No Way Out, I believe, which is all right, but he's gonna have to go see. He's just kind of mid. He's pretty easy to. All you gotta do is really look around when you're in the dream state, and there's a lot of ways to wake up, so it's not that bad. The pig, she does make your choice. I don't think her ability is that good. It's kind of like the ghost face, except she doesn't one shot. She's just quick, and it's pretty easy to dodge. So I'm gonna have to put her D. I'm sorry for any pig mains, but yeah. Clown got nerfed, I believe. If I'm correct, he got nerfed. But the clown was probably B tier, so I'm gonna say he's like C tier. But he got nerfed, I'm pretty sure. His potions can be good. He's another skill gap character, but he is not on the upper end of the skill gap spectrum. But yeah, and his perks are pretty good. He's got Bamboozle, he's got Pop Goes to Weasel. That's really what's saving him because his ability got nerfed pretty hard, if I recall correctly. Now the Spirit, if this was just based on my experience, the Spirit would go S tier. I suck against the Spirit. I don't know why. I hear the things and everything, and I just can't. I can't stop myself from getting killed by her. So, but I don't really know her. No, I know she has Spirit Fury. She has Rancor. I am gonna put her. I believe she lost her silent teleport, which, is whatever, but she's still a pretty solid character, especially if you have headphones, and she's pretty good, so I'm gonna put her A. I feel pretty strong with that. Oni, I think, is also gonna go A. He has a very, very strong ability. I am not 100% sure on his perks, but he does have a really strong ability. I'm putting him B. Putting him B. He's just not on the tier with these A tier characters, and I feel like he fits well with these B tier. He's definitely better than these C tier killers. Jeez. Now, Deathslinger, he has Dead Man Switch, which is alright. But, again, he's pretty easy to dodge, so I think he's going to have to go D. He doesn't bring much to the table as far as the killer goes. Now, Pyramid Head, I have a hard time against as well. I don't really know his perks, but he has quite a lot of abilities, so I am just going to put him C. Because every time I've faced a Pyramid Head, they've been pretty good. And I think it's because his ability is pretty good. And the base tier killer perks you run can be pretty good. I like I said, I'm not 100% sure what his exact perks are, but they definitely get the job done with his ability. Now we have the Blight, and we went against this guy once. Shout out Vampire Toothy. He was a Blight, and probably the best killer I've ever played against. It was insane how good he was. I mean, he was bouncing everywhere. I think it took him less than a minute to kill all four of us, and that's when we were in rank 1, so you're going to go against good killers, but to kill rank 1 survivors that quick is insane. I mean, he is... Sorry, I'm kind of meat riding him right now, but the Blight himself, I believe the Blight got nerfed, though. So the Blight as a killer, he has great traversal, so I feel like I'm going to have to put him B. He has great traversal, but he has pretty big skill gap too. He's on the better end of the skill gap. I'm probably gonna put him like that. I'll move these around a little more. Okay, so I'm liking this right now. I'll probably do that actually, and this. But I'm liking this. The twins are pretty bad. I don't think they have any good perks. All you gotta do is kick the little dude. They gotta go F. They're one of the easiest killers to counter. We got the Trickster, who I don't necessarily have a hard time, but a lot of Tricksters are normally pretty good. But I think he's B tier. He has good perks and everything. But there's easy ways, not easy, but there's decent ways to counter him. So he's going to go there, and I think he's going to go right above Michael, probably. Now we got the Nemesis. I think he's a pretty weak killer. His perks are decent. He's got Lethal Pursuer and I can't remember the other one, but I don't know if I want to put him D or C because his ability is not that good, to be quite honest with you. I think I'm gonna have to put him D, which kind of hurts because you see a lot of people play him, and I know a lot of people like him, but his ability is just not that good. I'll put him top of D though, for killers at least. So the survivors and killers are separate. So I'm not saying Lori is better than this or whatever. And also the characters down here, C and below for survivors, are not ranked in order because not only can I not be bothered, but I don't know enough. So we got Pinhead. If I'm not mistaken, Pinhead received a buff as well. But it's not enough to get him anywhere substantial. He's all right, but he's definitely the lowest end of C, I think. I'm actually gonna move the clown ahead of Freddy, but he's probably the lowest end of C. I don't really know any of his perks. And his ability it's all right. So yeah, he's probably the most mid killer right now, I would say personally, but we got the artist who also received a buff. Her crows can no longer be blinded, and she has some pretty good perks. So we're gonna put her D. I think she's right above Michael. She's a good killer. She has some pretty big buffs right now. I know a lot of people probably. No, I'm gonna move her up a little. I'm gonna put her like here. Actually, she's gonna go probably top of B. She has really good perks, and her ability is pretty strong, especially right now. Well, I'm really debating moving her up a tier. You know what? We're going to move her up a tier. We'll keep her bottom of A, I think. Actually, she can go ahead of the Spirit and the Hag. Yeah, because she's smart. Think about it. She is pretty good. I don't think she's better than Leatherface, Nurse, or Legion, though. So now we got this. I don't know. She has a weird name. She's like the own. I don't know. She can teleport, but she's not that good. She has good traversability, but I think she's going to go bottom of C, honestly. I don't really know her perks, but just off of going against her, she's nothing crazy. The Dredge, I went against the Dredge twice since he came out, and I played a lot when he came out. Just nobody really wanted to play him, I guess. But from what I know, he has good traversability. I'm gonna put him C ahead of the on row or whatever. I think that's her name. So yeah, sorry, Dredge. I don't know enough about you. He's probably the only killer I haven't played against enough to really determine where they should go. So sorry, Dredge. The Demogorgon has not been in the game for a while. He's pretty easy to counter as well. So if you have him, I'm sorry, but I think he's D tier. Actually, he has decent perks, but they're not his perks anymore. But I guess we counted Steve and Nancy as their perks, so we'll count his perks because he's got pretty decent perks, but I don't really like his ability. I don't think it's that good, so he'll go bottom of C. Now we got Walker. It's not Walker Kessler. I don't know why I keep calling him that. I'm not gonna remember his name. I'm just gonna keep calling him the basketball player. I think he's really good. I don't know about his perks, but his ability is hard for me personally to stop. But I think he's still B tier because I'll put him right behind the Blight. Jeez, that was a bad blank. Now we got the Knight. The Knight is super good. I'm just gonna put him S tier. He's the twins, but cracked. He has good perks. He's really good. He's insanely good, actually. This chick is also super good. I don't know if I want to put her S or A. I'm gonna put her S just because she's newer, so it's harder for her to counter. So yeah, I said I wasn't gonna make this tier list long, but it somehow stretched to 30 minutes. I hope you guys agree with this. I'm sure you probably don't. It seems like my opinions on Dead by Daylight are always wrong, but this is truly what I believe to me because this is a lot of experience. Because I don't know the perks that well, but this is a lot of experience, and the perks I do know. So the ones up top, I'd say I know are the better characters. Especially, I know Survivor perks. So the Survivors up top, I know their perks are really good. The Killers up top, I know their abilities are really good and perks. And then like the ones on the bottom, I know less about. Or like the F tier, I know about and are just awful. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you want to see more like this, obviously just leave a like and keep supporting the channel.